Paminga's Segment Builder is the most powerful segmentation system in the marketing automation industry. Even better, no matter where you go in Paminga, if you're doing anything conditional, it's always this tool. That makes Paminga massively easier to learn and use every day for everybody on your team that's involved. And it brings that power to every part of the platform where there's anything conditional. Let's take a quick look. So I'm going to add a condition. Now we see 18 different categories of conditions. At the upper left, I can search across every single thing. If I type the word email, I can find every single condition across the entire platform that can be based on an email. Over here, I see that I can filter my categories. I'm looking at all categories, but I could easily go to field values like account fields and contact fields. And these are going to be all of your contact standard fields alphabetically, followed by all of your custom fields showing up alphabetically, right? When you're searching here, you're searching across these account fields and contact fields, custom objects, standard and custom fields, lead scoring, opportunity custom fields, standard and custom, et cetera, et cetera. I can go to behavior, and I can get engagement with emails, with events, registration, attendance, et cetera, form submissions, and every condition can be positive or negative. One-off emails, video engagement. Paminga knows everything about people watching videos on your website automatically. Really cool. Website visit activity, specific page views, etc. Let's build a very, very simple segment. We'll say that we'll just go to all categories, and I'll get a contact, and I'll say email address if I could type. All right, so email address does match, and I'll say I'm Michael at Paminga.com. There's all kinds of things here: match, match any, contain, begin with, end with, and you're going to flip every condition to does, does not. Very nice. Now, I can add an and condition here. I'll say account name. I'll say name is Paminga, right? So now I've got what we call little and, but I can add an or here, and I'll say, or we'll use maybe a form condition. Well, they submitted a specific Paminga form, and I'll just pick some form that's listed in here. So now they did submit that form from any page, but I could also say from a very particular URL. I'm not going to do that. So now I've got a little or and a mini and. Then I can add an outer and here, and I'll say they have to be a member. We'll do marketing campaign membership. All right. So this is tied to a Paminga marketing campaign syncs with Salesforce campaigns and campaign members, and Dynamics, same thing. So I'll just pick some. We've got a bunch of campaigns here. I'll just do something. So now we see what we call an outer and I can flip this to light mode. It might be a little clearer. So an inner and with what we call a medium or with an outer and. So you can combine any conditions you want in limitless combination. Now let's look at how these segments are used. So for example, let's say I'm going to go to an automation. I've got one called branching workflow example. I'll just jump into that. And I'll go to the canvas, and I'll jump to the audience step. So how do we build I'm trying to move up. Here we go. Jump to our audience step. Segment. I can segment on anything I want, which means I can build audiences for drip series and workflows based on anything I want, which is incredibly powerful. If I'm going to zoom out, move up, I'm just pinching and zooming with my trackpad here. Here's a split node. If they meet these conditions, we'll go this way. These conditions will go that way. Else will go that way. Maybe we want to add an additional branch called conditions 3. I can click on conditions. I can make my workflow branch based on anything I could possibly need to without limitation. It's pretty amazing. Let's jump to somewhere else. Let's say we wanted to create an alert in Paminga, alert to trigger to sales. How does Paminga know when to trigger the alert? Select your conditions. So now I can trigger alerts based on anything I want. Let's go to lead scoring. I'll jump in and look. By the way, this is real time. Notice how fast Paminga is. So here is a lead scoring rule set, and we have an activity scoring rule based on views of our pricing page. We'll give somebody 15 points. How do I determine if somebody's visited my pricing page? The magic conditions button. It's a Paminga segment. Because I can segment on anything I want, I can score based on anything I want. Now, if we were to go, let's see, we'll go to our contacts where I think I've got it filtered so you won't see any email addresses. I put it test.com. But if I go to export our contacts, I can choose to add conditions to filter my export based on anything I want. So the deal with Paminga is it's the same with dynamic content, I should say. If I jump to my recent items here and go to this email, and here I'm looking at the default content for this section, but I could go based on this MOPS practitioner segment, this MOPS decision maker segment. I could add new experiences. These are just segments. Because I can segment on anything I want, I can do dynamic content based on anything I want. So it's an example email. Don't worry about what's in there. You've never seen anything like it. Paminga's massively easier to use, massively faster to learn because of the consistency. Same tool everywhere. You want to conditionally create leads in Salesforce? Segment back in that workflow builder. It's amazing.